So I had several people messaging me on Twitter asking the same question, which is really weird because in the last 2 weeks, this question has been popping up more often when it comes to real estate. Deflation, inflation. I had some interesting conversations about it with my family members, and there is so much different way of people are seeing what is going to happen, and I find it so interesting. So I could not really answer it in inbox or talking about it on Twitter. It just needed to be a video, and I will just send it to all of these people that asked the question. I told them I was going to do it, and again, this is my opinion. You do your own research. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, but again, most importantly, why I'm doing it. So when it comes to inflation, deflation, to make it simple, I see nothing but a huge bubble. A lot of people do as well. Now, is this bubble going to pop soon? When is it going to pop? We do not know. Is it going to continue to be a melt up, meaning you see prices of homes continue to rise? I'm not feeling comfortable with this bet. I'm leaning more towards there is going to be a huge haircut in the real estate, but I think it's going to be a little bit different than usual, because everything has been kind of weird. If you notice, like crude oil last year going into negative, Bitcoin going from 10,000 to 50 something, almost 60 grand. You see gold going from 1,300 to almost 2,100, back down to 1,700 or 650. It's just been really crazy a year and a half. So I cannot discount anything in this environment, and not to mention all the money printing and everything that's going on with our monetary system, the Fed Reserve, etc. So I'm leaning, like I said, towards a huge drop in the prices, but I'm pretty confident then condominiums in the big cities are going to take the biggest hit whenever this blow off top actually takes place. I think places like where I'm at are going to hold their value with a lot of land as people want to leave the city, kind of go off grid, if you will. I think those are going to hold their price. I think that might even increase in the price, but that's not the reason why I decided to move away from the city and get a lot of land. I'll go into that in a minute, which I think is going to be very informative for a lot of you, because it helped me a lot, and everyone that I talked to, including some very smart people, older than me, investors, successful people. When I told them this, what I learned from a very, very successful real estate investor from Las Vegas and California area, I think you guys will like it. So cut the long story short on this, if you see prices start dropping in the real estate, I believe, again, it will happen mostly for condominiums in the bigger cities, because of you don't need to be in the city anymore to work as much. Of course you do, but you can do a lot more work from home. All the social issues, social unrest that we've been having in the cities, that's another major reason, and that's continuing to pick up as you see all these crazy policies that all these bureaucrats keep throwing at you 24/7, where criminals are being rewarded and law-abiding citizens are being basically fined for not wearing masks or walking the wrong way, while you got criminals being rewarded for wearing a mask. I mean, that's the kind of world we're living in. So I don't know why anybody would rush into the city, even if you're younger. You should know better. You should do, again, like I said, your own research. So this is the scenario I see. Like I said, the properties with land will hold the value, maybe even go up in value. And condominiums taking a huge haircut, 70% possibly from whatever you paid your condo right now in New York. You paid $1 million. You're looking at $300,000 value soon. That could very be possible. If we look into hyperinflation, meaning everything continues to go up, does it really matter to you if you bought your house, let's say, for $250,000 or $300,000, which is kind of like a medium for homes for the price, and now it's appraised at $550,000 or $600,000 in that range? Well, who is going to buy your home? Interest rates are now going up, which I'll go into that in the last couple of minutes of this video. So interest rates are going up, so middle class is being pushed out. They're not going to be able to get these homes, and big investors know that these homes were $250,000 not long ago, could have been already overvalued, and most likely are in the first place, and now they're going to pay you premium for your property. Forget about it. That's not going to happen. So you got to look at it, lifestyle or an investment. This is a very simple question. I go back to what I said earlier, what I learned from this real estate legend out of Las Vegas that made tens of millions of dollars in real estate and still doing it, by the way. I did not know the answer when I was looking for homes and asking him for advice when he asked me that question, investment or lifestyle. So again, once I was able to answer that question, everything started to make more sense to me. Because right now, I don't care if my property goes up in value, because I'm not planning on selling it. And this is lifestyle. Anything 10 years plus that you plan on living in, if you are not obviously living way above your means, you have a home that you can pretty much afford, even if one of you, let's say your wife loses her job and you can afford it with your job, or you take a big pay cut because of pandemics and whatnot, you should not be living be over your head now with everything that's going on. So if you have that going on, you can care less what the price is. So this is how you measure it. Again, lifestyle or an investment. Investment, short term, you get in 2, 3, 4 years, you see the price go up, you know there is a market for your property, you sell, you unload on it, and you move on to a different property, and this could be your lifestyle. I again believe in land. I keep repeating it. I've done this move before all these news about Bill Gates, that he bought all this land, came out, and I feel pretty good about that. I mean, when you hear someone like Bill Gates that's been involved in so many things, as you guys all know as of lately, basically everything besides Microsoft he's talking about, if he's doing something with land, and it's been happening for several years until he finally got all this land and now the news is out, I like that move, especially if you can work from home. It does not matter if you have internet where you are. You can always go visit the beach, big city, down the road. If the crime slows down, if all this madness goes away, hopefully soon, you can go from there. So that is my 2 cents when it comes to real estate. It is going to be different than usual. You're going to see a lot of different areas inflating, deflating. This will not be too easy to position yourself. But if you do ask for my opinion, not just on real estate, I stick with precious metals. Nothing changes here. Forget about all of this. Real estate, interest rates are rising. So now gold sold off, of course, because people, investors are thinking this is because of growth. There is no growth out there. We have economies has been on standby. Some businesses continue to roll, like Walgreens, etc. Maybe your roofing company, whatever you have. But so many businesses are done. We don't even know how many bankruptcies are going to come out this year, just from last year's COVID restrictions. It usually takes about 2 years to get the real number. We already have a really bad number, but that's just about maybe a third of what's coming. So there is really, this is just all camouflaged. You're gonna have this cheap free money, free money, like there is such thing as free lunch. Free money coming in. People are going to go back out now with some restrictions being lifted off in certain cities. They're going to start spending money and all this. It is going to be a wake-up call soon. Gold, overall look for gold is bullish, and I'm going to stick with that. There is no change here. It does not matter what happens with interest rates and none of that. And if Federal Reserve does this yield curve control, whether it's a YCC yield curve control, if they do that, then obviously the yields will go down again. So the gold will go up there anyways. If the market sells off, if the Fed is not pumping the money in the market as well, printing money, then the money is going to rush, some of it in gold, which obviously is gold bullish, and they're going to go back into the bond market. And then what will happen when all this money starts pouring into the bond market? The yields go down, because remember, the bond market is different than the stock market, completely different idea. When the more money leaves, if the money leaves the bond market, then the yields start to go up. If the money comes in, the yields are going down. Right now, this is a ticking bomb in the bond market, and again, it's not because of growth, it is because of inflation, which you can see in lumber, you can see it in sugar is going up, you can see it in copper, you can see it in oil, which is probably one of the smartest plays right now to be in the oil sector, in the precious metal sector, and definitely in some cash as well. So if you just put 33% oil, 33% cash, 33% precious metals, meaning some mining stocks, definitely physical metal in your possession is a must. And that's how you play this. Again, please do your own research. This is just my point of view and how I see things. So I do thank this gentleman that was able to, with one simple question, open my eyes to see things so much more clear than anything else, and I hope that helped some of you guys as well. So I'm extremely bullish again to finish with oil, precious metals. Yes, uranium can be thrown into that, but right now there is only so much diversification you can do, because if you do too much diversification, there is a good chance you're really not going to do, you're not going to make a lot of money, you're not going to do much, you might just protect yourself not to lose as much. And that's why I have physical metal in my possession for that particular reason, and I speculate in other sectors in order to get rich quick, hopefully. But if not, I'm okay with accumulating real money, which is gold, silver / wealth. Big difference between being rich and being wealthy. You can do both, but hopefully all of this makes sense. God bless you all, and we will talk soon.